thank you very much to Professor Robert Stavins of University of Harvard. We are here today for our second interview about this title of series that is Free Thought on the Future. Today, we would like to speak one of the books that was written by Professor Stavins is Economics of the Environment, among a very long list of his papers and books. And I started to make this question. The first one is this one. Which might be the main obstacles preventing the achievement of a net zero emission target by 2050? What kind of obstacles do you consider predominant? For example, technological, behavioral sciences, political, or governmental barriers?
Well, ultimately, the challenges to addressing climate change, including those 2050 targets, are political, because that's ultimately where decision-making takes place. Now, the politics is driven to some degree by the science, the technology, and the economics, but it's ultimately politics. Okay, perfect. So the second one is, do you have any solution to suggest for overcoming the above mentioned obstacles? If you are concerned about several obstacle categories, which would you address first and how? So in terms of the international dimensions of the problem, the way to overcome what is a global commons problem and a free rider incentive is through international cooperation. And that's what the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, including the Paris Agreement, is all about. So ultimately, at the international level, that's the best approach. In terms of at the national level, where much decision-making takes place, or in the case of Europe, at the regional level with the European Union, that overcoming the politics is different in every jurisdiction. So I could speak to it in the United States, but it's different in other parts of the world.
Okay, thank you for your answer. The third is, which issues other than climate change would you prioritize for our future? For example, inequalities, least developed countries, space economies, bioethics. The problem that I'm most concerned about, other than climate change, and indeed even including climate change, the problem that I'm most concerned about is the rise of authoritarianism and the retrenchment of democracy in so many parts of the world. We came very close in France to replacing a liberal democracy with a right-wing populist movement, which is authoritarian in nature. In the United States, we moved in that direction with former President Trump and may go back in that direction again. It's happened in Brazil with Bolsonaro, in Hungary, and obviously authoritarianism is an ongoing reality in China. For me, that's the major concern I have when I think about my children and the next generation. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Robert Stavins, for your very interesting answers. So I think it's a very interesting point of view in order to open our mind in other different ideas. So this is a very important point that you touched. So we finish now the second interview of Free Thought on the Future. Thank you very much. Thank you, Robert.